Hello and welcome to my kitchen. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make methi chicken, which is a chicken curry flavored with fresh fenugreek leaves. And this combination is just so delicious. You definitely have to give it a go. I recently made it and had some of my other family members try it and they gave me a big thumbs up. Oh, you said you want to try some too? Well, for sure, I'm going to show you how to make it. So let's get cooking. Now, the first thing you'll need is chicken, and I like to buy chicken with the skin and the bone in there. And what I do is I take the skin off and I leave the bone in, because I find that when I make a curry, if the bones are in there, it just makes the curry so much more flavorful because it's got some bone broth in there, and it's actually more healthy for you as well. So I'm using chicken thighs here with the skin and the bone, and it weighs just about 1 kg, or I've got 6 chicken thighs with the skin and bone in. I'm also going to need 2 medium onions, which I'm going to peel, and I'm going to chop them up in my blender because I want them into a really fine puree. And I've got a tin of plum tomatoes, which is 400 grams, and I'm also going to pulse this up so that it's very nice and smooth. So I'm going to have these items ready that I'm going to start cooking. And finally, we need fenugreek leaves. So I've got my fresh fenugreek leaves here, and basically we want to discard this thick stem and just remove the tender stems and the leaves, and then wash it and chop it. And we need 1 packed cup full of chopped fenugreek leaves for this recipe. And if you're using frozen fenugreek leaves, then you need about, I'd say 2 cubes, as they come in cubes, or 3/4 of a cup will do. But try and get fresh because it really makes a difference in this recipe. Now, to cook the curry, I like to use a fairly large shallow pan, and this pan is a 3-quart saucepan by Calphalon. I love my Calphalon pans, and so I'm going to start the heat on a medium-high, the number 6. And to the pan, I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of oil. So I'm just using sunflower oil here. And 1 tablespoon of ghee. Once the ghee starts to melt, I'm going to add 2 cinnamon sticks in here and let them sizzle. Once the cinnamon sticks start to sizzle, I'm going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of Shahi Jeera, which is black cumin seeds. And if you don't have black cumin seeds, then go ahead and add a 1/4 teaspoon of normal cumin seeds. I'm also going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of Garam Masala in here, and then add the pureed onions in. And because my bay leaves are fresh, I'm adding them right at the end. So we're going to let this fry until the onions are cooked thoroughly and turn slightly brown. Now, I've learned through experience that bay leaves, when they're fresh and you put them into the oil, they spatter a lot. So I tend to put them in right at the end. So my onion is turning brown, and I'm going to go ahead and add the tomatoes in here, otherwise my onions will start to burn. So we're going to mix this in, and I'm going to add 3 teaspoons of ginger garlic chili paste, a 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric, a 1/2 teaspoon of red chili powder, 2 teaspoons of coriander and cumin powder, 1 teaspoon of curry powder, and that's optional, but just if you want to put it in, I think it adds a little bit of better flavor in there. And this is my favorite curry powder, which I make at home. 1 3/4 teaspoons of salt, and you can adjust that to your taste. I'm also going to add 2 tablespoons of tomato puree or tomato paste. Give that a good stir. And cover it and let it cook. Now while the sauce is cooking, I'm going to crush up 3 whole cashews into a powder, and we're going to add that to the sauce as well. Be sure to give the sauce a good stir every few minutes. So while the sauce is cooking, I'm going to add in the cashew powder. And I'm also going to add a good 1/4 cup of yogurt in here. Or you can add 4 tablespoons. It's the same thing. A 1/4 cup is 4 tablespoons. But add a good amount of yogurt in here and then stir it and let it cook really well. Now I like to add yogurt and the cashews to this curry because the yogurt, once it's cooked, it gives a really nice flavor in the background that you don't even realize that the yogurt is in there, and it helps to make the dish a little bit more creamy along with the cashew nuts. So it just kind of binds this curry together, makes it a little bit milder because fenugreek can be overpowering, and these 2 ingredients just help balance this curry really well. Now this has been going for a good 5 minutes on a medium heat, and this is after the yogurt and the cashew mixture has been added in there. And the trick to this curry and making it so tasty is to make sure that you really let this cook properly. If you don't, then I don't know, it just won't turn out the same. So make sure you let this sauce really cook well. So I'm going to let this go until now I see the oil coming on top. So I'm going to let it go for another few minutes. It's all these little things that make the difference between a good curry and a great curry. So make sure you follow my directions. Now you can see the oil has come up on the sides there. So I'm going to go ahead and add the chicken in here. And then mix that in. Now you do have to be careful that your curry doesn't burn at the bottom, because you can see mine started to stick. So keep an eye on it and make sure that it doesn't stick too much so that it burns. So this looks good. I'm going to let it cook covered for a few minutes, and then I'll add a little bit of water if needed because the chicken itself will release some moisture. So cover it and let it cook. So it's been about 2 minutes and I'm just going to check it. And my heat does seem a little bit high, so I'm going to reduce it a bit to the number 4 and let this cook. So this has been going for about 5 minutes, and I'm checking it frequently because I haven't added any water, and I want to make sure that the curry doesn't stick at the bottom. And the reason I haven't added any water is because I wanted to see how much water the chicken would release, but this chicken is not releasing a lot of moisture, so I am going to add a little bit of hot water in here. And then I'm going to let this cook covered. And we want to cook it until the chicken is cooked. So this has been going for a good 15 to 20 minutes now. And I'm just going to stick my spoon in there just to make sure the chicken is kind of cooked. And it looks like it's done, so I'm going to add my fenugreek leaves in here. And this is a good cup full. It's packed with fenugreek leaves. And this will make the curry so, so good. Just look at those colors. So I'm going to cover this and let it cook. Oh, it looks so good. Smells amazing. Now, if you like more fenugreek leaves in here or less, then you can adjust that according to your taste. We like fenugreek leaves, so my cupful was a good amount for this. It's looking so good. So this has been going about 7 minutes since I added the fenugreek leaves in here. So I'm going to let it cook a little bit longer. Alright, so this has been going for like 10 minutes after the fenugreek leaves were put in, and my curry is done. So I'm going to turn off the heat, and we are ready to eat. So there you have it. That's how I make methi chicken. And this combination of the chicken and the methi with the yogurt in the background to make it creamy along with the cashew nuts just makes such a tasty curry. So definitely try it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And if you're enjoying my videos, then definitely share them with your friends and family, because I want to teach everyone that it's not that hard to cook once you know how. I'll see you all soon for some more cooking inspiration.